Now this gorgeous deck, the Chess Club Playing Cards by Magic and Carta, is a marked deck. Now if you didn't know that, that is okay. That is why I am here. So if you don't have the deck, you can definitely go pick it up. And if you do have the deck, now you know that this deck is marked. So I'll be teaching you guys the marking system and a really fun way for you to know when any deck is marked or a one-way design every time you pick up a deck of cards in your collection or anyone else's. So if you want to see if one of your decks is marked and you're like, this deck looks like it could be marked, now I have a way for you to know. So I'll be teaching you guys that after I show you guys the marking system of this deck of cards right here. So before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you guys can get notified when I post more videos like this. I do have an entire playlist all of marked deck reveals right now, so I'll leave it in the description below. And if you want to check out the review of this deck, which I posted not too long ago, again, it'll be right down below. But enough talking, let's get into the how to read this deck. So subscribe and ring the bell, and let's get into it right now. Now right over here, we're going to have a back design of one of the cards, and you'll realize that some of the squares are going to be darker and some of them are going to be lighter. Now you'll realize that the one in the top center is a darker color, okay? And you realize that some in the middle are darker, and you'll realize some of them are lighter. Now the reason that this is going to make a difference is because this deck is marked for suit. Now let's cut off the bottom of it. You're only going to be relying on the top. Now even within the top, there's 4 corners, and there's 4 in the center that would be a square. We're even going to get rid of the 4 in the middle. So we're just going to put an X over all the ones that are not right. So you have a circle right now over those 4, and those are the ones that we're going to be looking at, right? I hope that makes sense, because, well, too bad if it doesn't, because that's how the marking system works. So this deck is marked for suits, and here's what you're going to want to know. You're going to need to know, out of those 4 that are circled right now, which one is darker, right? So let's get rid of all those circles, and let's say that this one right here on the top left is the dark one. That is going to mean it is a club. So let me go through this real quick. We're going to look through, and we're going to find this one is one that has a dark top corner, and we're going to flip it over. This one is the Queen of Clubs, okay? Now up next, we're going to look at the bottom left. So bottom left, we're going to have hearts. If that one is dark, that means, of course, the other 3 are going to be the lighter kind, and that is going to be hearts. So again, we're going to look through it. This one is dark on the bottom left, and this one is the 10 of hearts. So then we're going to go to the bottom right. If the bottom right is dark, we're going to see it's spades. So we're going to go through it again. There's one that's dark on the bottom right, and we're going to see 10 of spades. And then the top right is, of course, going to be diamonds. So we go through. There's one on the top right, and it's going to be the 3 of diamonds. Now, a great way to remember this, if you're looking at to know, well, what if I don't remember which one is which? What if I think the bottom left is spades? If I think the top right is hearts? You're going to get it all mixed up, and that is okay. This is why I developed this. By I developed this, I mean I definitely did not develop this. It's called the chased method. C-H-A-S-E-D. Now, very simple word, right? But if you get rid of the vowels, you have C-H-S-D. Going to be the same things for club, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Now, if you start at the top left and work your way counterclockwise, you're going to realize that it goes in the chased order. Top left being the C, bottom left being the H, bottom right being the S, and top right being the D. So chased order going just like that, and now you'll always be able to remember which one is which. So let me just take a quick example. I'm just going to give the deck a quick cut, and let's do 2 more cuts, and let's see what's on top. So this is the one I'm going to give you. Hopefully you'll be able to see that, and I now know which one it is. So, yep, I was right. Of course it was. It's a very simple back design. It's very simple to know how to do it. There should be no problems. So if you actually know how this thing works, let me know in the comments which suit you think that one was. Now, the last thing I told you I'd do was tell you how to know if one of your decks at home is a marked deck, and let me show you right now. So you're going to do this thing called the riffle test. So if you don't know what riffling is, this is a riffle shuffle. We're going to look at a riffle force where it'd go like this, right? There's so many different moves that have you riffle. When you're going to dribble, you're going to riffle down the back. There's so many different moves that have you riffle for the cards. Now, this move includes the riffle test, right? Which is going to look like this. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to be looking at the back design. So if in my case, I would do it with the back design facing me. And if you're going to do this, or if I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do this where the back design faces you. Now, you're just going to look for something that changes. If you have something like Cherry Casino playing cards, nothing's going to change. You're going to go through the whole deck and it's all going to look exactly the same. Now, if it's a one-way design, or if it's a marked deck, you'll be able to realize that from there. So just watch this. To see how it didn't stay consistent, that means there's going to be some anomaly within the deck, and then you can figure out if it's a one-way design or if it's a marked deck. So as soon as you know that, that means something is going to change. It's one of the two every single time. So you can look through your cards, see if it's one or the other, or it could just be a cardistry deck that's really fun, which I do have a review on coming up soon, that is not a marked deck, it is a cardistry deck, and it's not even a one-way. It's just really weird, it's really fun, and also by Magic and Carta, who created this deck here. So if you want to check these cards out, I'll leave them in the description below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.